This madness, and they communed one with another what they might do to Jesus. Yes. hmm Now, and it came to pass in those days that he went out into a mountain to pray and continued all night in prayer. Oh, prayer to God? Yes. And when it was day, he called unto him his disciples, and of them he chose 12, whom he also named apostles. Oh, now Jesus named them the apostles? Yes. Simon, whom he also named Peter, and Andrew, his brother. Yes. And I think it's his biological brother. Yes. James and John, Philip and Bartholomew, Matthew and Thomas, James the son of Alphaeus, Simon called Zelotes, yes, and Judas the brother of James, and Judas Iscariot, which also was the traitor. The traitor. And he came down with them and stood in the plain, and the company of his disciples, and a great multitude of people out of all of Judea and Jerusalem, and from the sea coast of Tyre and Sidon, which came to hear him, to be healed of their diseases. And they that were vexed with unclean spirits, and they were healed. And the whole multitude sought to touch him, for there went virtue out of him and healed them all. And he lifted up his eyes on his disciples and said, Blessed be you. Now, this is the Beatitudes, or is this something else here? Now, this blessed are ye poor, for yours is the kingdom of God. Yeah. Blessed are ye that hunger now, for ye shall be filled. Blessed are ye that weep now, for ye shall laugh. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when you they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you, and cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake. Ouch. It looks similar to the Beatitudes. Yes, it does. Now it says, Rejoice in that day and leap for joy. Now, Jesus, it looks to me like he was alone in prayer all night long. Yes. Continued all night in prayer. He didn't sleep the whole night. Now, it looked like a lot of people wanted to do something to Jesus, and Jesus decided to be alone and just have a time of prayer with himself. And then he called the 12. Yeah, but one of them was a traitor. Oh. Now, let's say I inform you what the law says. Yes. And you decided that, well, you're just going to do something to me. You're going to make up mental health evaluations where you're involuntarily going to admit me to mental institutions and administer psychotropic medication against my will for crimes that I did not commit because of the fraud of court orders. Yes. And then you're going to do something else to me. You're going to sew into me. You're going to take my armpits and magnetize me so that you can choke me while I'm sleeping. The family has a lot of ways to torture American citizens, and I just want you to know that I'm wanting you prosecuted today. Now, I don't want to be alone. Yeah. I don't want to live by myself. I want to reside with my sons. Yes. And I want to find out if Marilyn loves me or not. Now, wouldn't that be so good if she just had 5% love for me? Let's say I was standing naked in front of her and she was looking at my backside. Yes. Well, there's the hair on my back. Poop. A lot of men have hair on their back. Now, let's say that you decide to magnetize the hair follicles and you put a little electricity down there on my private parts. Yes. Down by my genitals. Yes. It could be some liquid nails. Need to remove the back hair today. Oh. Now, there could be some hairs that you decide to magnetize because you're an ape. Yes. And you think of American citizens as your personal domain. Yes. Where you can just be on them and then you can control them. See, in the family, they have this idea, right? If I pay, yes, you will have sex with me because I don't love you. Ooch. Well, I don't pay for sex. I ask for volunteers that love me at least 5% and something about me is attractive to them. It could be my butt cheeks. Yes. It could be the back of my legs. It could be my back hair. It could be my armpit hair. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of women that would ask me to raise my arm so they can smell the armpit of myself. Oh, but for those in the dog family, I think we need to remove some back hair. Yes, we need to rip your armpit out, and we need to remove your magnetism of wanting to be on those. Now, I don't expect that any woman would want to have a baby with me unless they love me. Yes, something about me is attracted to them. And over the years, as we co parent together, they remind themselves what the attraction was, what they loved about me. Pooh! Now, let's say today that you don't love me 100%. You don't love me 50%. You love my left butt cheek because of the pimples on it. Isn't that right? There's that 5% that gives you the want to have sexual relations with me so as to conceive a child.